Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I want to talk about another aspect of manifestation, often signs that your manifestation is close, but sort of how to navigate it, what relationship you should have with these signs, how, if you need to react to them. It's a common term. I don't know if term is the right word, but people refer to it as birds before land. Now this came about through, you can imagine that if you are sailing on a ship and you are getting close to land, you're going to start to see birds before you see the land. So this is the analogy that we're working with. And it's all about signs that your manifestation is close. So this could be if you're manifesting a car, you start seeing ads for that particular vehicle all over the place. You start seeing them more. You start seeing people that have just bought cars similar to yours, or these kinds of things, signs that it's like little bits of movement in your reality. Now if you're manifesting a specific person, you could start seeing their name everywhere. Like social media might be popping up. I've had it where I was seeing like tags, like spray paint tags of a person's name everywhere I went. I think that this person was manifesting me though. And other things too. I want to specifically get into, when it comes to relationships, what this looks like with the birds before land kind of thing. Because I think it's a little bit easier to detach when it's a physical thing. Maybe that's me, because now as I'm saying that, I feel like if you're manifesting finances, something financially, and you're in a stressful situation, I think birds before land could be really off-putting, because you're like, no, I needed $100. Why did I just find $10 on the ground? Like I need 90 more, these kinds of things. So that's another example of birds before land. Or if you're manifesting money, maybe one of your friends is like, oh my God, dude, like somehow, my insurance just sent me $200 because they've been misbilling me, like wild situations where unexpected money is coming to people around you, but not quite to you. Or you got unexpected money, but it's delayed for 6 months, or it's not the amount that you needed. These sorts of things. It can be frustrating when we don't understand birds before land. We can think that this means that our manifestation didn't work, that this is the result of our manifestation, but it's not. This is a result of the fact that your energetic field has shifted, and now your reality is shifting around that. And what's going to come through are the things that your brain has the least resistance around. So that's why it's going to come through as really unexpected stuff, because your brain isn't focusing on it or hasn't been trying to figure out, like you have an idea of how your manifestation is going to come through. I don't care how detached you are, how much you try to let go. Your brain has an idea of ways that your manifestation could come to you, and that doesn't mean that those are going to be the ways. But because it has an idea, it has resistances around other things. And so the things that are outside of the realm of possibility, outside of your desires, are going to start conforming to this energetic field that you've created. Because if it's in your reality, it's affected by the energy that you're embodying and therefore putting out into your reality. So I do want to get into some specifics around birds before land when it comes to if you're manifesting a romantic partnership or a person, could be a friendship, a person in general. So if you're manifesting a person, like I said, you might start seeing their name pop up everywhere. They could be making an appearance in your dreams. They could be showing up on social media. There could be suggestions. You're just going to start seeing like little bits of evidence. And again, these things can be frustrating when we think that this is the result of our manifestation. And again, it's not. These are just signs that your energetic field is really aligning, and now things are starting to move. This is why you'll hear people refer to movement in their 3D once they start seeing things changing and making these little observations. Now, often with birds before land, you might not even realize that's what it is. You might just think it's kind of strange that these people are coming out of the blue and behaving in the ways that you've been affirming that you should be treated. If you're, manifesting a new relationship or a new dynamic, or you want someone to apologize to you in a specific way, or, whatever you're manifesting, other people might start showing up like that. They might start showing up in the way that you're asking of them. I know that I was working on manifesting better communication in my life, and I was doing all these affirmations about how people communicate with me, and I had very broad affirmations. And after one day of really hardcore, like going through all these affirmations around communication, like I had a whole page of them just to make sure I hit every area, I started getting 10 spam calls a day. 10. And then I started getting at least 4 spam text messages a day. Now, I know you're probably like, yeah, that's probably nothing new. Like, we all get those. No, I had silence on my phone. I hadn't had spam calls for months. And text messages, I almost never get them. Now, again, I'm not getting them because I fixed my affirmations, but my email is still kind of screwed up from this. That one I have not corrected because I don't check it that often, so I should probably look at that and start affirming that all my spam messages go away. But this is a sign of birds before land. And when all these calls started coming in, I was just like, why are all these people calling me? Like, it's not the people I want to hear from, right? It's not the person I want to hear from. And this is so annoying. But my brain didn't first put it together that this is just a symptom or a result of the affirmations I've been doing. And then it took like a day, and I was like, oh my gosh, I started going over my affirmation list that I had written out, and I was like, oh, I'm receiving communication. I'm not being clear enough, or maybe this is the path of least resistance in my reality for telemarketers and spam to message me. So that's one example. And again, another example is that other people might start showing up like that. So say you're trying to create reconciliation within a relationship. You might have other people seeking reconciliation with you. You might have other people showing you that you are easy to communicate with, that they desire you, that they want to be with you, that they want to be your friend, that they want to go on a trip with you. Whatever your manifestation is, you might see other people starting to come fulfill that role. And it's not something that you need to get upset about. This is not your manifestation coming through, but at the same time it is, right? Because they are picking up on this energy that you're putting out. And if it's like the baby waves. So just know that the big wave, your actual manifestation, is going to come through. I've seen some coaches talk about how you should just ignore birds before land. And I was like, that's weird, because to me, it really affirms that exactly where I am is where I need to be, and that there's nothing else I need to do, that these things showing up aren't showing me that I'm doing something wrong, unless they are. When these things show up, I like to kind of write down, like, what is this showing me? Do I need to clarify something somewhere? Do I really need to, is there an affirmation I could add in? Is there one I need to take out? It's a reflection, right? So I do like to say, like, what is this showing me? And make any minor tweaks that I might need to make. But what the coaches that don't like fixating on birds before land are talking about is fixating on saying, oh my gosh, this person's coming through, but my SP isn't. Or, oh my gosh, like, I got the $50, but I really needed 60, and this just isn't fair. And, kind of having like a mental spiral, because what the movement that you're seeing isn't the final manifestation yet, and kind of doubting yourself. If it's creating doubts, if it's creating any sort of doubt or negative emotions within you, that is where you don't want to fixate on birds before land. Like I said, for me, it's usually just an affirmation that, oh my gosh, look, like, my 3D is starting to shift. Like, people are feeling this energy and they're showing me that. I've been a real life example of a manifestation I just created was that recently I've just been so in love with my dog, and I just think he's like the cutest thing. And I tell him every day how much I love him and how beautiful I think he is, and that I'm just obsessed with him. And I had like a night the other night, my roommate and I were taking pictures of him, and she was taking pictures of me and the dog, and I just was posting them on social media, and I was so obsessed. Like, I was like, he's just so cute. Like, I can't help, like, I had such strong feelings of being so in love with my dog. And I posted these pictures, and people started commenting on my photos, the same things I was saying, like getting really specific about how much they love my dog and the way he looks and how cute and sweet and all these things, right? That I'm like, yes, he is this sweet. He is beautiful. Like, thank you. Well, I went to take him for a walk yesterday, and we got stopped multiple times by people wanting to take photos of him and having questions for me. How can they get one? You know, like, what did you do for him? Like, all these questions. People are obsessed with my dog now because I am. So I guess that's not really birds before land, but the social media comments could be taken that way, because this wasn't like an active manifestation, but rather just seeing that, like, I am manifesting, that's kind of a tangent. That's kind of a side note. Getting back on track here. Birds before land should be taken as confirmation that you are exactly where you need to be. Of course, like I said, maybe sit down and review, what is this showing me? And if there's minor tweaks that you need to make them. Don't make drastic changes unless you really think that you need to, unless like some very undesirable things are still coming through for you. But if other people or other circumstances are showing up positively, let it be. Let your manifestation come through. Don't fixate on the ripple effect. Yeah, you know, like if you're in the pool with your friend and you're playing Marco Polo, and your friend's not even in the pool yet, and they jump in the water and your eyes are closed, you're going to feel the movement in the water before they actually reach you and find you. That is what is happening in your reality. The ripples of your manifestation aligning with you is what you're feeling. So I'm going to leave this video here. Let me know if you have any questions about this. If you have any comments, please write them down in the comment box. I'd love to see your thoughts on this. What have you been experiencing any sort of birds before land recently? How do you feel when they come up? Like I said, you know, depending on levels of stress in your current situation based around your manifestation, they could cause more stress, but won't get into that too much. But basically, if you're feeling super stressed that your manifestation's not going to come through, then you really have to come into that aligned state of knowing that it's done. So that could be why your birds before land aren't showing up desirably, is because you have these negative assumptions going on. But yeah, I'd still love to hear any of your stories, what's going on with you in the comments. Like this video if you liked it, share it with your friends, subscribe if you want to hear more, and I'll see you in the next video.